building!
And a bell bang! Hello everyone, my name is Hecthor Doomhammer, and welcome to my 500 follower special. Today, or actually a couple of weeks ago, I announced that I was going to do this, and I asked you guys to send in your questions. If you have a question about me as a live streamer, or a YouTube person, or my role within mods, or even some personal questions, that you could send them in to me via my ask.fm or my email address. I made 2 videos about it as well. And until yesterday, you could send in your questions. And starting right now, I'm going to take my time and do my best to answer all of them. With me is my co-host, co-commentator, and the one who's going to ask all of the questions on behalf of your on behalf of all of you, is Thordorp.
Hello.
Hello. Tea and crumpets and
once
cheese.
again.
Yeah, once again.
Crumpets.
Yes. And yes, that was today. I've been announcing this, I've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks. And indeed, Dutchy Killer, cue all the fans that don't understand that this is a Rise of the Red stream. I have been giving you guys a lot of opportunity to send in questions about my role within Rise of the Reds. And I also said that the more questions I'll get, the more I'm inclined to also stream Rise of the Reds. Unfortunately, only 2 people sending questions that I could trace back to being just Rise of the Reds fans. And thus I have decided that since the majority is either a Mental Omega fan or a fan in general of my other Yours Revenge mods or just whatever I stream, that I'll be streaming Mental Omega instead. So for those that really wanted me to stream Rise of the Reds, you're the ones to blame in this case. Anyway, I'm going to be observing some matches in Mental Omega today. I'm just going to go through the maps as they are. 1 versus 1s, etc, etc. Hopefully we get some people in. But I'm not going to concentrate on commentary what's going on in the game itself. So, Thordorp.
Yes. Hello.
Hi. What are you doing here?
I don't know. Felt like popping in.
Okay. Cool. So, how about we get started? You didn't miss much, Lieutenant Alwyn. Just made a little introduction on what is going to be happening today. And whenever you are ready, Thordorp.
Right. The first question is from Magic Carpet. Well, these first 6 questions are from Magic Carpet, actually.
Yes,
so,
if I may. I've been receiving a bunch of questions from certain people. And I've just looked at them, whether they have something to do with me as a live streamer or YouTuber, and those that are more personal. And I've just separated the questions in what is what. Is it personal, or is it related to me as a live streamer or a mod or a YouTuber or anything with mods? And first we're going to go over the questions that had something to do with streaming, mods, YouTube, etc. And thus you'll see like Magic Carpet saying like he's got 6 questions that are about me as a YouTuber, live streamer, mod, and what's not. So the question was,
the first question is, when were you first introduced to Command and Conquer?
Well, what year did Red Alert 1 come out again? 1995 or something? I don't really remember.
I believe so, yeah.
That was yeah. When Red Alert 1 came out was the time I was introduced to the Command & Conquer series for the first time. As we seem to have some problems in game, so I'll just host a new game. Also for the folks on YouTube, I'm going to not edit the stream at all. 96, Soras. Oh, thank you. So 1996 was the first time I got introduced to Red Alert.
Okay, question 2. What was your first Command & Conquer? Well, you kind of already answered that. What was your first Command & Conquer game?
Red Alert. Red Alert. 1.
What is your favourite Command & Conquer game?
What is my favorite Command & Conquer game? Definitely Red Alert 2 and its expansion Yours Revenge.
How did you first start up streaming?
I just did it. The thing is, way back in the day when we were still in the early stages of Metal Omega 3.0, I remember that Speeder hosted a stream on a website called livestream.com. And looking at that, seeing Speeder didn't have any commentary in it, and me actually having recorded some audio only on like actual old school tape cassettes, you know, those vintage cassette tapes.
Yeah, ones you could rewind with a pencil.
Yes, those. I was actually recording that, just me talking over me playing a video game a couple of times, and I let it listen to a friend of mine who is a live streamer, and I asked him like, hey, is this something, you know, that I could do as like just a hobby, just like would it be interesting to watch and listen to? And he said, yeah, you could. Or you could do something like live streaming. And that was pretty much at the same time that Speeder streamed Mental Omega that one time, and me talking to that friend. And so I just talked to Speeder like, hey, how about me streaming Mental Omega, and you know, just me doing it. He just said like, yeah, sure, if you know how to do it, find out for yourself. I'm not going to help you because I don't really understand it myself. And if you have a good enough internet, then sure, go ahead. And that's basically how I got started.
Okay, next question. What are your opinions on each of the Command & Conquer games that you have played?
If I'm not mistaken, someone else asked also specifically about Red Alert 3 and its expansion.
That's in brackets, yes.
Yeah.
Opinion on Red Alert 3 and expansion.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, since I was introduced to Red Alert first, before Command & Conquer, the Tiberium series, I really fell in love with the whole Allies versus Soviets. Even in like high school and before high school, I was really interested in the Cold War, and I always kind of wondered what would happen if the Cold War would actually escalate into a proper war. And Red Alert, although it did it in a very goofy way with just technologies that even can't exist, really brought that to my attention, and I was just like, wow, this is awesome, this is exactly what I want to know. Well, not exactly, but it was just in a more humorous way. So it really got my attention, and that's really what I fell in love with. And after that, I got introduced to the actual Command & Conquer, the Tiberian Dawn as we know it now. And it just lacked that Soviets versus Allies thing. And also because it was in a different setting, it just didn't appeal to me that much. The order, to continue the order of when I was introduced to which games, was Red Alert 2 came after that. So after Command & Conquer Tiberian Dawn, I got introduced to Red Alert 2, which was a continuation of the really awesome storyline of Red Alert. So in terms, I was really into that. And afterwards I got introduced to Tiberian Sun, which was a continuation of a game which story and setting really didn't mean all that much to me. So I guess that I was just introduced to them in the wrong order, and it really, you know, bugged my opinion on Tiberian as a whole, as an entire series. So all in all, it's the Red Alert series that I really, really like more than the Tiberian series, and thus after Red Alert 2 and Tiberian Sun not really being what I hoped it to be, I stopped caring about Tiberium as a whole, seeing that Tiberian Sun would be or Tiberian Wars would be the next in line, still being Tiberian. I was just like, you know, no. And then Red Alert 3 came, and I was into that as much as I could, because the story just didn't make sense, and that is my main grief with Red Alert 3, is that the story doesn't make sense. I mean, you've got the Soviets going back in time to erase Einstein so that he wouldn't have been able to build the chronosphere. And I also know that Einstein has nothing to do with the atomic bombs. Yet, the Soviets go back in time, erase Einstein, and what happens? The Allies still have the chronosphere. And to
They
make
also
matters worse...
they still have the prison tower.
Yeah, that's it, but that really didn't matter, because that wasn't the real threat. The real threat was the chronosphere. And to make matters worse, the chronosphere was way more powerful and way more useful than it was in Red Alert 2. So, what the hell? Also, because I know that Einstein had nothing to do with the atomic bomb, the Soviets lost the atomic bombs because of Einstein being gone. What?
So it was only derogatory, really. It did nothing good for the Soviets.
It did literally nothing good for the Soviets.
Sense.
Plus, it brought a new enemy that was never supposed to be. And, you know, I don't really mind games being a little bit anime themed, but the Empire of the Rising Sun, what? What?
I serve the Emperor.
Yeah, I mean, the
so
Emperor is just way too stupid. I mean, his son actually did the things right. Instead of, you know, going for the enemy bases, no, we have to break their pride by destroying statues. What? Statues? Destroy statues with a mission because now their pride is broken?
Logic.
Wouldn't that only make them even angrier at you? So that they would invest more in their army? Which, of course, you didn't do anything about? What?
The Red Alert series was always, look, lasers and fancy tanks and music and awesome and rocky, la 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 la. And so when it came to Red Alert 3, they just did way too much of that, really. They just did too much la la la, lasers, rockets, anime, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, so it's just the way that the story was told of Red Alert 3 and how everything fell into place that didn't make much sense, that I really didn't like it as much as I really liked Red Alert 2. And of course I was hoping that they would bring back Yuri, but unfortunately that never happened. Because Yuri was just like pretty much my favorite villain ever in a video game. So Red Alert 3 really didn't cut it for me, and seeing as I heard a lot of bad things about Tiberian Twilight, CNC4, I just lost complete interest in it. And after that, you know, and I know you had Generals, which, you know, also lacked something for me. Yes, there was the USA, and yes, I could see the Chinese as like the communists, but it wasn't real communism. And then the GLA, of course, we had the whole terrorist attack with Al Qaeda and such. So I think that timing wasn't really optimal, and it got a really large amount of flack because of that. It really didn't do it for me. And then, of course, like I said, Command & Conquer Fortress received a lot of flack because I heard that you couldn't build much bases, and the story was just a continuation of Kane that was supposed to be dead 4 times already. It was just like, this is just too much, you know? They're taking it too far for me, and I don't want to follow it anymore. So, yeah, basically, after Red Alert 2, Yuri's Revenge, there was nothing left for me, you know, nothing that interested me. And that is basically my entire opinion based on the entire Command & Conquer series. It was, from start to finish, it was meh, nice, meh, really awesome, meh, meh, blech, blech, blech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Next up, what is your favourite side in the mods that you stream?
The favorite side in the mods that I stream? Well, in Mental Omega, it's definitely the Soviets. And pretty much every mod that I stream now, it's the Soviets, except for Attack Superior, where it is the Yuri side, specifically the Falkland Islands, because of a single unit that I voiced that just makes it sound so much more awesome. But that is just me being a bit biased over my own voice. But all in all, it is actually thanks to not Yuri's Revenge, but Mental Omega. Hey awesome that you're here. It's actually thanks to Mental Omega that I found a new love for the whole Tesla technology. And that is something that I'm glad that Red Alert 3 continued. It's just Tesla. So yeah, that makes it kind of like, okay, I'll give it some credit because it still has Tesla. But before, you know, any of the mods, I was mainly an Allied player. Ooh, nice. I was mainly an Allied player. I didn't understand how the Soviets worked. I never understood how the Yuri faction worked and how any of the Epsilon factions worked. So I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? So overall, it is the Soviets, and with Rise of the Reds, I am most familiar with the Russians because it is an easy faction to learn. But also, it has Tesla. Come on, guys, it is Tesla.
Zappy, 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 zappy,
Yes,
zappy, zappy,
freaking
zappy,
disco tanks. Tanks that are dubbed disco tanks. Come on, what's not to like about that? But yeah, overall, it's just Soviets. That really suit my playstyle. And in Mental Omega, I'll just be a bit more specific. In Mental Omega, it is Russia. I've uploaded a couple of videos in the past couple of days where I play mostly as Russia because they really suit my playstyle. With like the Silent Fist Mobile War Factory, the tank drop, some amphibious stuff. I love Naval and I really love the Akula over the Dreadnought just because it is a sub. You know, it's just that much more deadly. And in the other mods, it is basically pretty much anything Soviet, anything that has Tesla in it, specified Tesla. So mostly Russia will do it for me.
Okay, so now we shall move on to the Grayon Dilac sections, question section.
Just a second. I see VG Gamer Forever, thank you for joining us today. Can I get that units killed alive board in a skirmish in Mental Omega 3.0 on PC? Actually, you cannot, because you have to be... This is multiplayer online. And you have to start out as an observer. And once this mission is over, I'll just show you on how that exactly is done. Yes, I cool off for the win. So, no, in a skirmish against the computer, you simply cannot. Although, what you can do is press tab and see like this screen. But you can't see how many units alive there are, how much credits the opponent has as such, etc. Okay, Graham, the last questions.
Okay. First one. Why did you expand into other mods of Yuri's Revenge later?
Truthfully, it was out of necessity. While I was streaming Mental Omega on the Mental Meisters channel for 2 times per week for a long time, listening back to some of my older streams and some of my more recent streams at the time, I found that my more recent streams at the time the commentary was just getting a little bit stale and boring. And that really was not what I was going after. I wanted to have interesting commentary, entertaining commentary, and something that people will want to watch and listen to. However, after a couple of streams, I noticed that my commentary was getting stale and getting boring, and I kind of started to panic, because if I were to continue doing that, people didn't want to watch anymore, and I basically didn't want to stream it anymore, because you know there's no one watching it, and it's just, you know, the usefulness of streaming ends for me there. So I went to a couple of other live streamers that I knew and talked to occasionally and said, like, guys, I've got a problem and I don't know how to fix this. And like, you have those live streamers that are like only AAA games that will say, oh, you should stop doing these stupid mods, these things are silly, we'll never get any viewers. You should just totally go to AAA games, you know, like Call of Duty and this and that and that. And I'm just like, that's not my thing. But a friend of mine actually said, well, a friend of mine did some research on the modding community and found that there are a lot of Yuri's Revenge mods, and said to me, like, apparently you feel the most comfortable in this setting, in the Yuri's Revenge setting. So, since there are a lot of mods out there, perhaps what you should do is concentrate on doing the mods in other mods than just Mental Omega. And really, that made me say like, okay, well, there's probably a bunch of other mods that I could stream, and I talked to Omega Bolt, and I talked to Grayon, and I talked to Atomic Noodles, and to Starku, who I knew had mods of their own, and just be like, hey guys, would you mind me streaming your mod? And Omega Mod was the first one to do it. Who said like, yeah, I've got something, and here you go. So it's really a sad thing for a streamer to be forced out of necessity to say like, yeah, I need to do something else, but also it really, it really did something good for me, because now I've got other stuff to showcase. I can keep my commentary fresh and interesting and entertaining, and yeah, that's just basically, yeah. Okay, but to go back to VJ Gamer Forever, his question, this button over here indicates to be observer or not, and as you can see over here, if I have it not highlighted, there's actually an eye with a red mark in between it, and you see here join. However, if I do this and I click on it, you see that red mark go away, and this changes to observe. Now, if someone actually would host a game, and I'll just show it to you for this brief moment. If I host a game as a player, you will see here closed, and I can open this as observer. Now, if anyone would jump into this game as an observer by having clicked that little icon, as Thordop just has,
hello.
He will have that. He will have the screen of how many people are alive. And thank you so much, Pixel Pirate, for the host. Awesome.
Ooh.
30 viewers.
Hosting.
Welcome, welcome. So yeah, as I said, Thordop is now observing, and if he would be streaming this, he would have the same screen as I had in the previous list. However, now that I am going to select this and I do host, there's something else here. This little thing over here disappears because now that slot has been taken up to me. And now I will have that screen. Right. Oh, by the way, guys, go check out his channel, The Pixel Pirate. He's a really awesome streamer. He's from Australia. Give the guy a follow. He's awesome. And it seems that Skype has lost connection. Woo! Great. Starts off with a bang. Yeah, thank you, Pixel Pirates. I'm really happy that I'm able to do this. Welcome to the Hammer Ears. The Malfested. I don't know. Yeah, Skyport. Oops. Now what? Now what? Skyboard. Let's see. A bit of a problem over here. Some technical difficulties. Just a sec. Hello?
Ah, hello.
Ah, there you go. Right. Next match is ready.
There we go. That's a relief.
Yes, gaming journalists are a joke because now you have to sleep with game journalists in order to get a good grade on your game. Right?
Balky, balky, balk. Right.
Next question.
Next question. Why did you pick Attack Superior out of the many mods that there are?
Well, I was always to have good conversation with Grayon. Just personal conversations, also about mods and also about background stuff. And I saw that he had a mod, and looking at some images and some video footage, it looked really interesting. And I just wanted to have a look for myself. And why would I be selfish and have a look for myself for just me? Well, I could also share it with all of you, right? So I talked to Grayon about me wanting to stream Attack Superior, as it looked interesting enough for me as a mod to just stream. And he said, yeah, you can. So that's why I did it.
Okay. You're also doing voice work for the mods that you stream. Which are the favourite voice works, and which mods would you voice more?
Well, my favorite, well, it started of course with the civil for Mental Omega, which unfortunately is atrocious. Well, it's kind of okay, but really I can do a lot better now. Patroclus Stratos is one of my favorites because how often do I get to talk in a freaking Scottish accent? Just want to have a rumble? Oh, come on then. Hello, Electron. Whatever, well, come on then. How often do you get to do that? I mean, it's fun. But the one I'm most proud of is definitely the Malfester. At the time that I recorded that, I just came back from Spain, I had a flu, I had a very sore throat, and my voice just was crap. However, it was also the time that I started to mess around with Audacity for the first time on my own. And just working with a little effects here and there, I found that I could sound really sinister. And I just realized, like, I need to do something productive with this. And what better way to do something productive with a sinister sounding voice than try to find a sinister unit to voice. Yes, Spain, Madrid, to be more specific. I was visiting a friend of mine. And so I just went through the document of Attack Superior where all the voices were listed. I found the Malfester, I looked into what the Malfester is and does, and it really was the one I was looking for. It really was what I wanted. And I just recorded something like just the select lines, and I sent the raw recording over to Grayon, and he was just like, "Oh, please record the rest as well. This is all. This has to get in." So I just did it. I sent it over to George, who is the leading vocal artist, the leading sound artist of Rise of the Reds, and he just told me to record some background noise in the back, without any vocals, anything else.
In the building.
Okay, who done it? Hey! VJ the Prevailer, thank you so much for the follow. Yes, I have that notification on screen. Awesome. So after the background noise was removed, he told me that I could apply the background or the effects that I applied to the other one as well, and send that over to Grayon, and that got in. And once it was just finished, and I was really into it, I was just like, oh my god, this is pure epic, because it's sinister. So welcome back to, oh sorry, a habit.
Old habits.
Old habits never die, indeed. So yeah, the Malfester is definitely my favorite of all. It was the most recent of all, and I want to do more of that. I just want to be sinister, evil, because I am sinister and evil. You should know that. Okay, next question.
Okay. Why the streamer versus mod leader match in the Attack Superior streams?
I think the question was more like, why is it only there and not in any other mods?
Oh, right. Oh, so it is, actually.
Yeah.
Down about 3 feet from my screen. Okay. Yes, so why is it only?
Well, I know I simply cannot beat Speeder. Plus, I never play against Speeder because Speeder doesn't reveal himself to be Speeder while playing Beta Revision 1 of Mental Omega. Omega Bolt is... I can't beat him. I know I can't beat him, so I don't want to play against him. Grayon, of course, I can beat. But the exception to this is the fact that when it comes to the commentary, to me it is really entertaining. Just the commentary of him panicking, me panicking, just like me trying to fool him, him trying to fool me. It's really entertaining. And that's why I dubbed it the fan favorite, because it really is my favorite, and I am a fan of the mod itself. I'm not just a streamer, I'm a fan. Yeah, Speeder cheats, I know what you mean. And yeah, I could easily go against Omega Bolt, but I'd be fighting a losing battle. And although I like challenges, I like to, see if I can actually beat someone. If I know I can't beat it like Hecthor or Speeder or Omega Bolt, I don't really see a use of it. And besides, people really seem to enjoy the matches of me against Grayon, so it's just that much more fun, really. Next.
Ah, right. I have just looked down on the list and I've seen that the next person to be asking questions is me!
Yes, you sent in a bunch of questions as well, around 8 if I'm not mistaken in total.
Okay. Right. 6, actually.
No, I've moved 2 down, or I deleted some because they were asked by someone else already.
Ah, okay. Right, I sent in 8, but there's 6 here. Right. So, question 1. Has this streaming brought you to a community you like to be part of?
Well, when it comes to Mental Omega and the Yuri's Revenge mods in general, definitely. When Mental Omega 3.0 was released first, I was streaming it, of course. I did the release streams on the Mental License channel. We did a total of 17.5 hours of streams in 3 days. And a couple of days later...
That's nasty.
Yeah. Really long stream. A couple of days later, I decided to jump into the lobby at a random time, and people seemed to recognize me because I jumped in. People saw my name, and the first question was, "Doomhammer, are you going to be streaming now, or are you going to stream later, or are you going to record something?" And unfortunately, at that time, the streams were only on Wednesdays, and they still basically are. But I told Speeder, like, hey, maybe we should stream it more often, and Speeder was at first like, nah, let's not do it. So just the recognition and the appreciation from the fans, wanting me to stream, that makes me feel that I'm a part of a community, or that streaming has led me to be a part of a community I want to be a part of. Also, of course, since almost a year has passed, what remains is still a really awesome community, because these people really play often. Oh, actually, Lowland. These people play often. They're pretty much available every Wednesday. They watch my streams. They chat with me. I chat with them, and it's something really that I really value. When it comes to the Rise of the Reds fans, however, I really can't have a clear opinion on them, because currently all they are seeing is beta testing in action. And of course, you'll always have those people that are saying like, oh, I don't want to watch this anymore because I don't have this. And I've even seen like people threatening to unfollow my channel if they didn't have to stream by the next time that I would stream it. And all that silliness, but really, I really can't have a clear answer to this, like if I am a part of a community that I like to be a part of, because there really is no community there for me yet. Of course, when Rise of the Reds 1.85 does get released, I hope to have the similar status, reputation that I have amongst the Mental Omega players. That if I jump into the lobby at a random time, that you know, people will say like, "Hey, are you going to be streaming?" Or that people will actually want to jump into the games that I host as an observer, because they know they're going to be on stream. But like I said, we're not there yet. It hasn't been released yet, so I really can't give a clear opinion on it yet.
Right.
Next question.
Next question. What was your favourite ever stream?
My favorite ever stream? I don't know. I really enjoy the Attack Superior streams just because of the commentary. I value commentary a lot. I value chat interaction a lot. I value the fact that the chat behaves. So please do behave, read the rules. I put a lot of time and effort in coming up with the rules and making these rules. And I just value it if people actually abide to them, of course. Also, what I really like about Attack Superior, like I said, is commentary. And that's why I always try to have a match against Grayon. And those are just, for me, the most entertaining. When it comes to my actual favorite stream ever, I don't think I can have a clear answer to that. Because every stream, you know, every stream has something that makes it less enjoyable than other streams. And it's always something else. So I really can't give a clear answer on my favorite ever stream. But I can give a clear answer on the next question.
And you know exactly what the next question is. What stream... Yeah?
But ask it anyway.
Okay. What stream did you dislike the most? So... yeah.
What stream? Yeah, that is pretty easy for me. My 250 follower special, where I allowed players to challenge me to one-on-one in Mental Omega. Why did I enjoy that the least? Because I generally do not really enjoy playing on stream. Especially against human players. Against AIs, or like the campaign of like games like I've done with Red Alert 2 and Yuri's Revenge. That's pretty okay, because that's AI that's pre-programmed and can be out-predicted. So I can take my time to look at the chat more, interact with the chat more, and focus more on commentary. But when it comes to playing against human players on stream, I mean, I have to look at my television, which is at 3 meters away from me. I want to look at the chat, which is on my laptop, slightly to the left of myself. I have to keep in mind of my commentary. I have to keep in mind what I'm doing in game. It's just too much for me to handle. And during my 250 follower special, I literally had the best of the best that Mental Omega has to offer, or had to offer at that time, against me. And within 37 minutes, I kid you not, within 37 minutes, I already lost 3 matches. And I really got pissed off. And when I get pissed off during a stream, I don't enjoy it anymore. But I got so pissed off and I didn't enjoy it so much that I just wanted to stop streaming. And I've really never had that any time before that moment. So it really is my performance that I was just most embarrassed about, that I was most pissed off about. Oh nice, got some naval comic going on here as well. But I was just really pissed off at my own performance. About, you know, I do understand that people... No, Admiral Alex, I'm not going to do that again. Not for my 666 follower special. I did it for my 250 follower special. I like to keep things... Oh, who done it? Who's in the building? Who done it? Breakable Balls! Thank you so much for the follow.
Player defeated.
Sorry, what?
Breakable
what name?
Breakable Malls. M-A-L-S.
Okay.
Mals. Breakable Mals. Yeah, I'm Dutch, so I'm gonna say it in a slight Dutch accent, sorry.
I thought you said breakable balls, and you don't even want to go there.
No, I've got a bit of a stuffy nose, so it may sound like balls.
Okay.
So yeah, just because of my performance, I'm getting pissed off. That makes me enjoy doing the stream a lot less, because I understand that people like to see failure on behalf of a streamer on the streamer's side, but it's really not what I want to do. I mean, I want to provide entertaining commentary, and if I can't, because I just have the best people against me, I'm just not enjoying it. And if I'm not enjoying it, I can't enjoy streaming. So really, just because of my piss poor performance on stream during my 250 follower special, that was my least favorite. And Greybeard, okay, just a question, Greybeard, and those that are interested in my 666 follower special, because that is indeed going to be my next. I'm going to reveal the ultimate evil, and that's all I'm gonna say.
What am I? Not a masochist? No, I'm not a masochist. Sorry, Dark El Piso. Right.
Okay. Then the next question.
The next question. Do you think you will collaborate with... Oh god, I just screwed up. With again. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Mr. 3 of YouTube?
Indeedy do.
Well, I think that if that is going to happen in the near future, that will have the courtesy to make a video on his own channel announcing such events. So I suggest you just keep an eye out on that.
Okay, next one. What mods do you expect to be streaming in the future, regardless of current availability status?
Well, I have still 2 mods on the wishlist, which are Project Phantom and Amnesia. Project Phantom done by Starku, Amnesia done by Thayer, indeed. And yeah, I mean, those are really the only 2 I've got planned. There is something planned for late October, a new mod. I won't reveal it just yet, because we still haven't worked out the details yet, or me and the mod leader of that and the team. So yeah, currently it's just Amnesia and what did I say? Project Phantom. However, I have been looking into a new mod for General 0 Hour, which is called Deep Impact, which really looks interesting. I mean, what they've shown thus far, those renders, are really high quality stuff, and that's something I'm looking for in a mod, just that high quality. So I'm probably going to talk to those guys in the future at some point, or maybe that they'll come to me, because of course I am streaming another mod that is hosted on their same forums, Rise of the Reds. So maybe that, you know, they'll come to me and say like, oh, we heard that you might be interested, well, we are interested. I mean, that would be cool. But anything else, pretty much, I don't have planned. I mean, I don't really make plans for like other mods. I mean, yeah, I could say like, oh, I'm pretty sure that, you know, Tiberium Essence would bring in a buttload of viewers, because it is probably the most popular mod of CNC3 Kane's Wrath. But that brings it back to being a Command and Conquer game, a Tiberium game, which really doesn't interest me. Just even seeing online matches on like CNC Cyber's channel really doesn't do it for me. So currently it's really those 3 mods, maybe Deep Impact in the future, Project Phantom in the future, which I can confirm that hopefully I'll do at some point in time. And yeah, Amnesia.
Okay.
Alright, just a second. I already see Electron saying, carpets to do me. I'm sorry, but you gotta be this drunk to play. Sores. Deep Impact is actually on the forum of SWR. It's just like below the SWR subforum somewhere. So just look for it. It's on the forums. Next question.
Okay. Next question. Are you sure you want this one?
Yep.
Okay. You know what it is then, don't you?
I don't really remember.
I would advise you to check this particular one because
I can't,
I'm not
because
sure.
I have the questions on my PC, not on my laptop. So, but
Ooh,
if I
okay.
let it, if I let in the question, if I let it in on the list, then just go ahead and ask.
Okay, right. Why don't you stream Project Phantom despite the fact Starku has told you not to?
Well, first of all, Starku has told me not to stream it. What kind of a streamer would I be? What kind of credibility would I hold if I were to go against his wishes, right? I mean, I would just be a douchebag saying like, oh, I have it. I mean, here, I'll show you. I'm just going to Alt-Tab really quick. And here you go, Project Phantom. I've got that what is the most recent, which is over a year ago. I've got it right here. So I could easily close down Mental Omega right now and double click this and start it up. But Starku has told me not to. So I won't. It's that simple. I simply will not because Starku has told me to. However, recently I've been thinking on just how I should see the Hecthor Doomhammer streaming service as a thing. You know, it's not just a streaming site anymore. It's just not a streaming channel anymore. It's something that I want to reach out to, like mod developers, maybe even game developers. I mean, I've talked to Michael Legg and what's his name again? Gee, I feel I'm ashamed. The executive producer of Petroglyph. Michael Legg. Sorry, I don't remember. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I don't remember. But I have talked to them at Gamescom, and I've showed them that I have an interest in having this game or having the beta, and streaming it. But of course, you know, these people are like a really big company, have a lot of money poured into this, and probably will do their own support or their own streams and their own video advertisement. But the moment that they give this mod to me, or this game to me, and yeah, I'm drunk. I know. Actually, I'm drinking water. But
Do me, you're home. Go drunk.
Yes, I know. So the moment that they give that these guys of Petroglyph give me the beta to Grey Goo, and they tell me like, hey, Mr. Doomhammer. We know that you're a live streamer, and we know how much you want to stream this. Although we don't want you to, but we honestly don't know if we can trust you on doing that. So we're not gonna give it to you. I've actually talked to Starku about this exact scenario, and I've asked Starku if such a scenario would happen, that a game developer or a new mod team would come to me and say like, hey, in the future we want to work with you, but right now we're not ready for it yet. So we want to give you this product, but you can't stream it yet. Can we trust you? The question that I asked Starku is, if such a scenario would happen, will you vouch for me? Because I will be honest, I've had that version of Project Phantom since end of August or beginning September last year. And since I've had it, I wanted to stream it. And Starku can just verify this, that I wanted to stream this for the longest of time, and that I'm just not allowed to, because he told me that. Sorry, just typing something in Skype. Because I'm not allowed to. And over this past year or so, I think that I've gained should have gained enough of his trust that I could ask something in return for this. And the something in return that I ask is for him to vouch for me. Should a modding team or a game developer come to me and say like, hey, we want you to have our product, and in the future you can stream it, but not yet. So that is basically why I haven't started streaming it yet. Just because I'm thinking this more than just a streaming site. I'm thinking this actually as a business, and I'm thinking about future possibilities, about branching out and actually getting in contact with like game developers, other modding teams, and just securing a better future for my own streaming channel. So yeah, that's why.
Okay. Next question is from Trip4004.
Who, by the way, is on the SWR forums. And this was
okay.
This was one of the 2 people that sent in questions that I could trace back to being Rise of the Reds fans. Go right ahead.
Do you make any money uploading the streams, doing the streams, blah 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 blah?
Blah blah blah. What?
Sorry. Do you? Let me just refine that back. Okay. Do you make any money doing or uploading the streams?
Well, I do monetize my streams on YouTube, or the videos on YouTube that I upload. Although it takes a long time, a lot of viewers, a lot of views. In order to actually generate enough revenue in order to get paid out. Unfortunately for me, I'm nowhere near that. So I am making money, but it's not significant enough that I actually have been getting paid already. So basically, at this exact moment, I'm not making money doing these videos. And I think that was another part of this question.
That's basically it. I believe that's that's it. Okay, next questions are from Vasily.
Vasily? Oh, he's actually playing at the moment.
Vasily?
Poor guy.
Oh.
Just a second. Just notifying him in the game. Poor guy. His questions are coming and he's playing a game. Oh. Oh well, go right ahead.
Right, okay. How long do you plan on doing streaming?
As long as I can. As long as I financially can, as long as I physically can, as long as I mentally can.
Okay, well that definitely negates the next question.
Which is?
Will we... did you set a date when the Hecthor Doomhammer streaming service will come to an end?
The reason why I left that in, because I did think that these are 2 similar questions, but the reason I left that one in because I want to elaborate. I want to live in Sweden. I live in Holland at the moment, but I really want to live in Sweden. And if I like get a girlfriend and I moved, if I get a girlfriend in Sweden and I move there to live with her, something has got to go, and streaming will be that. I'll eventually talk to her if I actually miss this and say like, hey, would you mind, you know, that I do this 3 times a week? And if she doesn't, then I'll return. But you know, the moment that I move away to either a different city or a different country altogether, to be with someone or for some other reasons, I will stop streaming. Because then I will be forced. That's basically if I'm physically able. If I'm physically able to be in a location or at a time that I can stream.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Alright. Next up. Will we be able to see some other game genre in the future?
Well, for those that are observant, and if you're not, I suggest that you scroll down a little bit until you see donation and support. The first link underneath that image will be my Steam wishlist, which has a couple of games on it which are not RTS. And those games that are on there, I definitely want to stream at some point in the future. And that's a nice comment there, Electron. Wait, Dutch people in other countries? Spreading evil? Yeah, spreading my dark seeds of evil.
Yes. Next question. Right. When did you start this streaming thing? You've kind of already answered that one. Do you still want it?
Well, my first ever live stream, which was on my own channel, and that stream has been removed by me ages ago at the request of Speeder. Because it was old, obsolete, and had nothing to do, or that's just too much old stuff in it, was on March 13th last year. That was my first ever official live stream. No, actually not those 3 games. I completely lost track of what we were talking about. It's not just those games. Though there's probably other games as well that I want to stream. I'm interested in streaming some Terraria once 1.3 comes out, and I prefer to do that in a co-op. I've got a MOBA called Awesomenauts that I would like to stream as well. But first of all, I am going to stream all the RTS games that I have announced already.
In the building!
In the building! Who's that? Who done it?
Ooh, who's in the building?
Who done it? Let's see. Just a second. Emil DDL, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Well, yeah, I just want to finish those. Want to do those RTS games that I have announced already, that I have installed. Warcraft 3, Yuri's Revenge, still. There's something I still need to do about that. Age of Empires 2 HD. There's another one. Oh yeah, Age of Mythology and its expansions. So those are what I want to do first. Yeah. Rise of the Red started on March 6th, no, March 9th this year. So I've been streaming for almost a year before I started streaming Rise of the Reds. Really. Just wanna wish, Smith.
Oh my god, it's him!
JKK M4N. Yes.
It's meant to be like an A, it's JKK man.
You know him?
Yep. I'm gonna wear Smith.
Okay, well apparently you know him then. Right. So yeah. Next question. The one after the other genres, please.
When did you start this streaming thing?
March 13, indeed, 2013. Next question.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
why you're...
My brain is all over the place at the moment. I'm fucking nervous here. Give me a break.
It's okay. Right. Why Yuri's Revenge and why Mental Omega?
Why Yuri's Revenge? Well, it started with Mental Omega. It is the thing I am most comfortable with. It is the thing I know the most of. And it is the thing I've been doing the longest. I was a member of the beta testers team back in the day. And I just started streaming that because I could. Why Yuri's Revenge? Why the other Yuri's Revenge mods? Because they are in the same engine and I feel comfortable in this engine. Just feel more comfortable in how everything looks and how everything feels like. So that's why.
Okay. How long does it take you to get ready for streaming?
Depends on what kind of stream it is. A Rise of the Red stream, or a stream that I don't do solo, generally takes longer than a solo stream because I can just start up OBS, start up keyboard on my laptop, start up Deepbot on my laptop, and press play. Just press record, and I'm recording and streaming. Ooh. Where did you put that thing, by the way? Here. So yeah, it can take up to 5 minutes to do a regular old stream. If I do it with Zenithist, of course, a multi-stream of Mental Omega, it takes a bit more preparation because we have to be in sync. And goodbye, Admiral Alex. Thank you for joining me. And thank you, JKK Man, for the follow. Hit the bell, then.
In the Smurf. As you would say, of course. He loves the word Smurf. Smurf.
Okay, so yeah, it takes some preparation because we have to be in sync. Try to keep the start as close together as possible. If I do a Rise of the Red stream, that takes longer because I have to set up the conversation. It's not always certain that the game will actually work because it's a crappy engine, Sage. And it just takes like 10 minutes. It's like usually like 10 minutes to 5 minutes to get a stream properly started. I mean, my current setup is in such a way that it is possible to do it that fast, but I imagine if I would have like several monitors and other stuff, that it would take longer. And hello there, Emil DDL. Thank you for the follow earlier. Really appreciate it. What are those UFO things? Invaders. Invaders.
They're called invaders. It's not just someone's hacked the game and invading it with UFOs.
Nope. But continue.
Right, next question. Will you do more campaigns or any other game playthroughs in the future?
Well, I really enjoyed the Red Alert 2 and Yuri's Revenge campaigns that I did. So, what I wanted to do with Warcraft 3 and its expansion, Age of Empires 2 HD, and Age of Mythology and its expansion was to do the campaign. So definitely I'll do that. Of course, I won't do it in the same fashion as I did with the Red Alert 2 and Yuri's Revenge, which is cheese, unfortunately, because it doesn't allow for as much cheese, but I'll definitely play them.
Okay. What is your favorite mod of any game?
I don't think I can give a fair answer to that. I mean, I stream one mod of General's 0 Hour, so I can say that that is my favorite mod of that game. And I stream 4 different mods out of a different game. And if I have to choose, I mean, I stream them because they're all good in their own right. They all have something unique. So I really can't give a clear answer to that.
Okay. This one you can probably give immediately. What game or mod do you want to stream but can't?
Well, I want to stream Grey Goo, the game. I want to stream Project Phantom, but I can't because Starkey told me not to. He's not ready yet. I also want to stream Amnesia, but it's nowhere near done yet. And more importantly, something I can confirm once I have it, once it's done though, is Carmageddon Reincarnation. If I look at the streams that the Carmageddon team does on Wednesdays, I'm just gushing drool all over. I'm not joking. I was a huge fan of Carmageddon 1 back in the day, and an even bigger fan of Carmageddon 2 because it was that much more goofy. And Carmageddon Death Race 2000 really didn't cut it for me. It was just so much crap that even the developers think it's crap, looking back at it. Player defeated. And just to see that that the makers of Carmageddon are now going back to the roots of actual Carmageddon and Carmageddon 2, and seeing how it all looks and how it all handles thus far, I'm just gushing drool all over. All over. So that is something I'm definitely gonna stream, but I mean I can. I see my name plus it in it plus the Skype. Oh, I don't really know. So that really doesn't matter there. We'll figure that out sometime later. But anyway, however, it has been over an hour and I need to walk around because of my knee injury. So go grab a snack, go grab a drink, go to the toilet if you have to. I'll be right back.
A short intermission for all audience. Enjoy. And hashtag grabbed a snack.
I'm back in sadness to see that I don't have anything to snack on. Oops. I don't know if your question was answered already, Greybeard, because questions that'll be put in the chat will be answered at the end of this, because I've already gotten like over 50 unique questions sent in before today, and I want to go over them first. And after that, if there were any questions that were then maybe we'll see that. Well, that's okay, Vasily. I mean, this video is going to get uploaded to YouTube anyway, and for those that haven't subscribed to my YouTube, you should. Definitely. You should definitely subscribe to my YouTube. Anyway, I'm gonna be hosting another game. Going from one map to the next, to the next, to the next. Electron and Shadow E. And Thornop, are you back there? Are you back? Thornop. Thornop. Where are you?
Return of the Thorderp.
Yes. Good. Okay, he's back already. Okay. Well, I unfortunately don't have anything to snack on, plus that would make for bad commentary. So I'm just gonna have to starve. Right, next question. And at that exact moment, it borked again. Or at least his Skype did. He did. He did. Ah, we'll get back soon enough. Rip in pepperoni. Rip and pepperoni. Carpet. Oh. Rest in peace, Skype. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Skype. Okay, let me just try and call him back again. Really quick. And this is why it's gonna get unedited, uploaded unedited on YouTube, because failure. It's bound to happen. On the Hecthor Doomhammer streaming service. You there yet? Fold up? I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared, people.
Hello.
Ah, there you go.
It walked again.
Yes, it did. Okay, so I was just about to say next question after the one of what mods or games do you want to stream but can't?
This is a good one. What was your first game?
My first game that I ever played? Jeez. That has to be like some weird Disney-esque game on the Commodore 64. I don't even remember the name of it. Really? Yeah, I'm 30. I'm that old. I have had a Commodore 64. Actually, my father owned it.
I've had a Commodore 64. It's not quite as much of a triumph as you might expect, but yeah.
The first game I ever bought has to be for the Nintendo 64, but I don't even remember which one it was. Probably Banjo-Kazooie. I don't really remember. It's been too long. I don't remember all that stuff.
Okay, that ends the vastly...
I remember that I didn't buy any games for the Super Nintendo because I didn't have a job yet. I was too young to have a job. So my allowance was also too low to save up for a game, because otherwise I would have to wait an entire year to get game. And plus I was way more into Lego. Why have you been timed out, JK man?
Because that... Please do not talk about that. No. No.
Oh, that's okay. I mean,
Condition red.
we don't talk about yes.
Sorry, I had a bit of a panic attack there.
Doesn't matter. But yeah, I was too young for no variable who. There will not be a Rise of the Reds in this stream, because I've been advertising this for weeks and begging to the Rise of the Reds fans to send in questions so that I would have something to talk about during a Rise of the Reds part in the stream. But only 2 people sending questions, and 2 people sending in 1 question each isn't enough for me to say like, okay, I'm going to dedicate some of the stream to Rise of the Reds as well. So if you're disappointed, then that's your own fault. Blame yourself, blame your fellow fans. Thank you very much. Okay, but anyway, next question.
Next question would be from Tyhedness. What thing of streaming makes you the most happy? What part? I think
I get to sing and others can't.
Like me.
I'm just kidding. That is a lie. I mean, yes, it is true that, you know, others can't sing and I can, but that isn't the part that makes me happiest. What makes me happiest is just being able to interact with the chat, with the viewers, showing them unique stuff like these mods that, you know, because my channel is the only one to show these kind of mods. I mean, yes, Mental Misers also shows Mental Omega, but it doesn't show anything else besides Mental Omega. And as far as I'm aware, and I have done like weeks and weeks of just endless searching, no one does any of the mods that I stream, nor any of the other more familiar mods that are out there. So really, my channel, it provides something unique, and that makes me happy that I get to share this with you guys. Sing drum and bass? What? No, I don't do that.
How can you sing drum and bass? How can you sing dubstep,
Dubstep?
either?
Dubstep is amongst the most disgusting forms of noise there is. You can't even call that music anymore. It's just noise.
How about I hop in before I interject before the chat sets on fire?
Yes.
So I expect there are several people here who will object to that statement. From Dynamo, did you do any unit voices for Rise of the Wraiths?
I was scheduled to do the Fennec, which is a unit for the ECA, which you can get through a general point. However, looking at the character and having some tries on actually getting that done, I just couldn't get the proper character in. You know, I couldn't get the proper character in my mind, and I just decided, like, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should just let someone else do it. I also tried out for the Heinz and the Mista, but I couldn't get that done either because my Russian accent just died after having done the civil. So I just decided, like, I better not, you know. There might be another unit that I could potentially do at some point, but for now, no. So my voice apparently will not be heard in Rise of the Reds. Maybe sometime in the future, but probably not.
Okay.
Yodeling?
Oh god. No.
No.
No. Stop.
Just no.
Just not to be said. Right. Next is from TG Spy. What two things infuriate you more than anything when playing online in Mental Omega?
Well, since it is Mental Omega specific, what infuriates me most is people just spamming a single unit. I mean, I like quick matches, but if they spam infantry, like, within the first 5 seconds, come to my base and destroy my economy, then it's really not that enjoyable. So yeah, I get pissed off at that. What I also get pissed off at is the fact that people consider you a cheater if, on a map like this, which currently is Bay War, which as you can see is an island, you use naval. I am a person that loves to use naval warfare. And if I have the ability, you better bet that I will do it. But some people apparently just don't like it and will just call you a cheater because they don't want to use naval. I also am getting infuriated or just getting, like, pissed off at people that say, like, oh, don't use super weapons, leave them off. And just like, oh, why didn't you put on 50k and how many every units there are? Let's see. I don't even remember. 20. I mean, the rules that I have here presented to you are what we are familiar with as tournament rules. This is how I learned to play Mental Omega online, and this is what I do. I mean, against AI in skirmish or against AI in, like, 2 versus 2, sure, you can have more credits, you can have starting units because the AI will cheat. But when it actually comes to going against human players, this is, if I host a game, this is what you're gonna get. And usually what I even do is, when I join another person's game and I see that it's not this, I'll probably just leave. I also look at, like, what is the game mode, and if it's something that isn't battle, then I'll leave. Just the fact that people consider you a cheater once you use naval because they don't want to use naval, that pisses me off. I mean, it's in the game. Use it. Just like super weapons. I have it on. I usually don't use it. I have it on. It's just that I want my opponent to start using this because then it makes it interesting for me. Because then I start to panic and be like, shit, now I have to get going. Now I have to do stuff. And come on, people, this is the 3rd match that Vasily has played. Really. The Warrior Girl D, I know that you like to watch, but play. Come on, do something. And this is also why I don't stream on Saturday, at least not Mental Omega, because yesterday it took me half an hour to get a game going. I changed my name to Doomhammer Stream, And it literally took me half an hour before someone jumped into my game and I could get a game. That also is stupid. I mean, there were like 30 plus people online, and it still took me half an hour to get a game going. Why? What? What? That's just stupid. Luckily, Vasily does understand the power and appreciates the power of the Soviet Navy, because I used it against him, and ever since he started to use it. So, you know, I reached out to him. Yeah, there are a bunch of things that, just minor things that minorly tick me off, but really piss me off. It's just sore losers. I occasionally am a sore loser. I also hate the fact that people tech rush to get Norio if they're playing it as Pacific Front. I also get pissed off at the fact that people rush with like 3 tanks and go for my economy. That pisses me off as well, because I don't even get a chance to play my normal game. But I also don't appreciate non-sportsmanship. I think we all know one person that showed that particularly, and he's no longer welcome to play on stream. So yeah, like I said, it's just usually minor things that piss me off, but major things, I just try to avoid them. Follenius. Arsenal's playing Chelsea, that's why you don't have viewers. You think I give a shit about football? I don't even watch my own national, my own hometown team. You think I care about football?
Especially English football.
Not even that. I don't even watch Dutch football. Like I said, my hometown club. I don't even watch that. Because I don't give a shit about football. Next question.
Okay, from Neckpeck. Do you expect to stream Shockwave at any time, or other generals mods?
Shockwave, and by the way, hello there, LanVN. Glad you could make it after all. Shockwave is a bit of a difficult thing. Because I was interested in doing that. I was also interested in doing the public version of Rise of the Reds. But the Hunter himself, which of course has been responsible for Shockwave and Rise of the Reds, the later versions, has advised me not to do that. And since I value the opinion of other people, because you know they do have the knowledge of these mods, I just blindly follow them. The mods are just too different. Because I have been advised not to do it, I simply will not do it. And other mods of generals, well, like I said earlier, I am interested in what Deep Impact is producing at the moment, so that has gotten my attention. And there is a good chance that in the future I'll be talking to them, hopefully, and maybe doing some streams of that. Other mods, like I know that Contra is really hugely popular, but I really don't, I've seen some matches online, I've seen some footage. It really doesn't interest me as much. So that is definitely a no-go for me. And anything else, well, we'll see what the future holds, really. That's it. And by the way, Neckpack was the second person, and the second of 2 that I could trace back to being Rise of the Reds fans. So there you go. Trip4004 and Neckpack were the only 2 people to send me questions that I could trace back being Rise of the Reds fans. Next question. Thodorp?
Sorry, I need to read this question through to get the order of it right. When the Rise of the Reds 1.85 is released, would you at some point play with the community, perhaps in the form of events, or just casual?
This question was also asked by Neckpack, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yes. The answer is yes. Just as I'm doing these matches of Mental Omega right now, and on Wednesdays, These are just fans playing the game, playing the mod. I'm hoping that I will get the fans of Rise of the Reds, because of course we are working with SWR-Net, which is a dedicated server for currently only Rise of the Reds, but maybe in the future it will also be dedicated for other mods of the SWR. I will be streaming. I hope that the people will be jumping into the games that I host of Rise of the Reds once 1.8 becomes public. I mean, the matches that I currently stream are basically just... I couldn't ask the other. Okay, I'll come back to that in a moment, Variable Who. That is actually a very good point, and I can completely understand that. So yeah, I want to, you know, observe matches of fans. I want to be more involved in like the community of the fans as well, of Rise of the Reds. And I hope that I get the reputation that I have amongst the Mental Omega players that I'll also have for Rise of the Reds. At the moment that they see me online, or the moment that they see it's Sunday, 1 o'clock GMT, daylight saving times, or 2 p.m. GMT non-daylight saving times, that they know it is time for a stream, and that they will be jumping into the game, and eager to jump into the game that I host. And to come back to the thing that Variable Who says, he says, the thing is, Doomy, the Rise of the Reds people don't have questions that they couldn't ask the devs on the forums otherwise, so that they want to know about a unit, for example, you wouldn't probably know much about, much more than the devs. Which is true. I mean, that's why I specified in the announcement that the questions that the Rise of the Reds fans should be sending in is about me as a live streamer, me for the future of as a live streamer. And that is the one thing that I haven't done yet, and I'm just kind of disappointed. But I completely understand your point. And like Sora says, we answer a lot of questions like these, the ones that Variable Who is talking about. We answer them a lot on stream itself, so we talk about them, but the questions that I wanted to receive today were not about the mod, but more as my role in the mod. And hello Ty Headless, glad you could make it. I think that will answer your question right there. Next one. Next one.
Next question is, why don't you stream Twisted Insurrection?
Well, truthfully, I have streamed Twisted Insurrection. Some of you, the people that have been following me since January or December will know that I have indeed streamed Twisted Insurrection when it was still in development. However, as I said at the very beginning when I was talking about my opinion on any of the Command & Conquer games, Twisted Insurrection to me is still based on Tiberian Sun, and I really never enjoyed Tiberian Sun as a game. I didn't enjoy the story, and I didn't enjoy the art style, I didn't enjoy basically anything about it. It's just... Yeah, I have answered the question, Titan, sorry. Yes, I have, actually. Yes. I have. But really, it came back to it being just Tiberian Sun for me. Despite the fact that it approached the story differently, which I really appreciate. I appreciate the fact that they are taking this approach, and I appreciate, you know, the effort that they are taking into this mod. I am actually watching the playthrough of on YouTube of the campaign, and it kind of interests me. And just to showcase, I'll quickly go to there. Oops, wrong one. And yeah, I'm alt-tabbing in the middle of a game, but like I said, the games aren't important today. What is important is me. What I actually want to showcase is, come on, load up! Thank you. There you go. Twisted Insurrection Public Beta 5. We've got it right here. So, I could be streaming it. I could be streaming it now. But why aren't I? Well, after the release, I watched the online community. I wanted to see how many games they could get going at the same time, because during the release of Mental Omega, taking that as basically the standard for a popular mod, I just saw that the online community wasn't there. At most, there were like 3 games for 2.5 months. Has it been 2.5 months already? Probably 2 months that I've watched it. I've watched it pretty much every single day at like 6 p.m. GMT, daylight savings time, just to see if there were interesting enough or enough matches for me to observe, because otherwise it would just be the same people in the same matchups and the same things over and over and over again, and that is why I don't like it. The official Vasily, the official player of 50% of the 500 follower special. That is true. We need more players, people. And Dutchy Killer, what you probably saw was the Terror Drones with the EMP of Volkov. But because of the lack of amount of games for Twisted Insurrection, I really didn't see much interest in there. And a theory that I have is the fact that people are currently just playing the campaign, and it's really hard. So they're taking their time on the campaign, and perhaps, hopefully, once the campaign is done with, once they are done with the campaign, that we'll see some more public games. But unfortunately, they're not there yet. So it's really not anything, you know, worth streaming for me because of a serious lack of games. And that is one of the most important reasons for me not to be streaming it. I want to stream it, really. I want to give it that second chance that it really rightfully deserves. But if there are only like 5 people online at any given time that will play it, there's really nothing interesting for me. Because then it would be only a 1-hour stream, and I don't think and that's just too short to keep things interesting. Oh, nice. And that is also why I don't stream Twisted Insurrection. It's just like a lack of interest on the, or not just my interest, not even my interest, because I don't have a lack of interest in online games, but because there aren't enough online games for me to be interested in streaming it. And otherwise it would just be a short stream, and I don't want to do that as well. Next.
How did you get OBS to capture Mental Omega?
Well, for that reason, I'm going to alt-tab out of the game and show you OBS.
Also,
this
is the last stream-related question that there is.
Ah, yes. After this, we're going to go into some more personal questions. This is how I capture Mental Omega. Monitor capture. I have the game in full screen. And yeah, that's basically how you do it. You just alt-tab into the game. And because it's monitor capture, it will capture everything on the monitor. And thus you'll have streamception at the moment. But the moment that I switch back into Mental Omega full screen, poof, there you go. That's how I capture it. Simple as that, really.
Right. Now, moving on into the personal section.
Yes.
First up is Comrade Crimson. And, like this one. What was the worst hangover you have ever had?
The worst hangover I ever had. Come on, game, don't freeze on me, by the way. The worst hangover I ever had. Phew. Gee, that's a good one. The thing is, I never really had a hangover besides just throwing up on the evening itself, on the night itself. I've never really had like a day that I would wake up with a super massive headache, that I would be all like, I can't do anything today. I would always just throw up on the evening itself and pretty much be done.
Defeated.
But the worst time for me that was during my 22nd birthday. Because I was drinking a whole bunch of crap, just like one after the other, and different things all together, and blah 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 blah. That was pretty much a horrible experience for me. To a point where I had to be dragged home almost. I just wasn't able to, you know, stand on my own 2 feet for long enough to walk home.
Oh dear. Right, next question. From Magic Carpet. Do you have any really embarrassing moments that you are willing to share with your followers?
Well, this is also streaming related. Misplacing a section of wall around my con yard. That's really embarrassing because I laugh at people who do that. Hello, Jenner, by the way. I laugh at people who do that, and then I do it myself, and I'm just like, fuck. But more personally, do I have any embarrassing things that I wanted to share with my viewers? There's not really anything that embarrassing, really. I mean, I play things pretty safe. I think about stuff before I do them, usually. Except when I'm drunk. Except when I'm drunk. So again, it involves alcohol. And I don't know, it's... We got a desync. We got a desync. That's pretty embarrassing, isn't it?
No.
Well, also something really embarrassing, and Grayon will know everything about this, is one particular stream in the early days, still on my channel, that I had with Xenothist. Was pretty embarrassing, really, because we got drunk and we got kind of obnoxious. But really, when it comes to anything just embarrassing overall, nah, nothing really. Nothing that's on the top of my mind, really. And I have been thinking about this long and hard, I'll tell you.
Okay. Right. Next question. Tacos or pizzas?
Well, there's one person who has been my co-commentator on occasion that I call Cesare di Maio di Pizza di Mama. And I don't refer to anyone as taco. So, definitely pizza! No, honestly, it's pizza.
Pizzas.
Pizza is superior. Pizza, master race. Also, pancakes. Pancakes over toast, over anything. It's pancakes.
Okay. Are you purely Dutch, or do you have other blood in your genes? Knowing your reputation, you probably have blood on your genes as well. What?
What?
Mwahahahaha. Evil laugh.
Yes. Well, I have been able to trace, like, strangely a direct connection from father to son, to son to son to son to son to son, that originates somewhere in Sweden. But I am talking about, like, over 10 generations ago. So yes, there is a part Swedish in me, but everything else is Dutch, unfortunately. But it's still that little bit of Swedish that makes me a proud Viking, really.
Okay.
I think we are ready for the next question, aren't we?
Okay, I'm trying... Oh. I closed the document. Right, it's back now. What is your favorite food and favorite drink?
My favorite drink is beer. I can tell you a couple of brands of beer that are my favorites. Like Alpha, which is just Pilsner. That is my favorite. Grimbergen Dubbel is my favorite special beer. I'll always go back to that, no matter how many different types of special beers I try. I'll always go back to Grimbergen Dubbel. When it comes to non-alcoholic drinks, I also like Baileys, by the way. And call me a woman for it, I don't care. Because it is also a man's drink. You see a lot more men drinking it in the commercials than you see women drinking it. So, there. And when it comes to non-alcoholic drinks, I like iced tea. Currently I'm drinking water. And I like to drink water during the streams. Raspberry lemonade. I also drink during the streams on occasion. Citrus water. Just different kind of soft drinks, really. Cola. 7-Up. I'm more of a 7-Up guy than a Sprite guy, honestly. But yeah.
Okay, next is... What kind of music do you listen to? This is from Vasily. Metal!
Not only that, though. More recently, I also became familiar with the sort of industrial scene. And we're talking about bands like Combi Christ, XRX, Grendel, V&V Nation, all that kind of jazz. I really got into that because it also has like this really dark vibe to it, and really anything dark is good. Honestly, sorry, I just had a bit of a hiccup. I also like Scandinavian folk music, really, and that is really strange because I'm talking about the Sami music Sami live in like the northern parts of Scandinavia. Those are like the nomadic people that are the reindeer herders. They're mostly known as being reindeer herders, but they have like this very ancient way of singing and making music. Cyclone 9, absolutely not one to. Polka, well, it can be fun if I'm like tipsy. It can be fun. A good band of polka and that kind of music is Kaisers Orchestra. They're really fun. I actually had the pleasure of seeing them live a couple of years ago. More like 10 years ago, really. Wow. 10 years ago. Wow. So yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, that really ancient sounding music, ancient way of singing, I really like. It just has something that nothing else has. It calms me down, really. Any other music? Well, my first ever concert was the Golden Earring when I was about 8 or 7 years old. And funny enough, that was also the most recent concert for me. Only that was earlier this year. So yeah, I grew up with like late 60s, 70s music, 80s music, 90s music. So a lot of that I really like. Yeah, you know, because it was really part of the way that my parents raised me, and I really like it. You know, it's really good music. I can listen to that pretty much any time of day. But that's also the music I prefer to work with. But when I'm like at home, just chilling, metal, not every kind of metal. I mean, yeah, black metal, sometimes satanic, sure. Viking metal, folk metal, definitely folk metal. By the way, I do see that, yeah. So yeah, there's like different styles of metal. Yes, the Golden Earring are a bunch of old bastards that still rock. Not just that, Kiss. Kiss as well. Really awesome. Yeah, I like different kinds of music. I mean, you don't have to come with like current pop music. Dubstep is utterly disgusting. You can't even call that music. Rap, hip hop, R&B, no thanks. Blues and blues rock, absolutely. Absolutely blues and blues rock. Awesome music. So, yeah.
Right.
Next question.
What is your all-time favorite game?
That has to be Banjo-Tooie. For the Nintendo 64. On that console, there is not a single game that I have played more single-playerly, at least. Multiplayer, it's definitely Mario Kart 64, and I still play that multiplayer, actually. If I've got a friend over, then that's definitely what I play. And Metallica and Megadeth, the old school Metallica, absolutely. I mean, I actually have Kill Them All, and Justice for All, the Black Album, and one more. I've got another album of Metallica. Oh yeah, S&M. But after the Black Album, they just fell into decay for me. I just didn't like them anymore. Megadeth, I really never liked. And goodbye, Vasily. Thank you for joining us. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for playing as much as you have. And I'll see you next time, right? But yeah, single player is definitely Banjo-Tooie. I played the living shit out of that game. Multiplayer is definitely Mario Kart 64. I play that more than I play any of the other Mario Karts that I own. And PC, definitely Yuri's Revenge. Definitely Yuri's Revenge.
Right. When was your first time in life that you played it? You've kind of already answered that, haven't you?
Yeah.
When was the first time in life that you played a game?
Yeah, that was like pre-Super Nintendo era. Like Commodore 64. I think I was around 5 years old or something. I started really early. But those were more like educational games that the Commodore 64 had. More than just actual games.
This next one is quite interesting. How did you meet Zenithist?
Well, one day he invited me to come to a concert with him of Combi Christ, and I went over to his house, picked him up, and that's how we met. Physically. Of course, I could have also put this question in the non-personal questions related to mods, streams, etc. because that's how I know him. Back in the day when Speeder was done with 2.0 Psy, or PSI, however you want to call it, Speeder wanted to have a bigger crew, like making assets for him, making missions, making maps, and he also said like, hey, I could use some translators. And since I'm Dutch and my English is decently well, I thought that maybe he wanted to have like a Dutch translation for Mental Omega, because I really enjoyed Mental Omega 2.0, and realizing that this could be like something unique, that I could have something unique, I just say like, hey, if you're looking for a Dutch translator, I'm your guy. And Zenithist was soon to follow that. And that's basically how I met him, because I talked to him like, oh, you're Dutch as well? Well, we can work together then. And that was pretty much how that started.
Okay. This next one, I'm going to have to request that you do not answer with, you know, souls and screaming and death and stuff. Eating souls. What do you dream of?
I dream of shattered bones and screams. A place where I am king. Where damaged
Jesus
bodies
Christ.
pose in mass in erotic scenes of pain. However, before I really answer this question, because that was just a quote from Nagelfar's Revelation Scarfed in Flesh, by the way, really great song. But before I answer this question properly, I am going to answer a question that wasn't asked, and that is, do I smoke? I don't. I've tried it, but it wasn't interesting enough for me. And so I just didn't start it. So I know how it is to smoke. I actually smoked over my lungs when I tried it first. But like I said, it wasn't interesting enough for me, so I decided not to do it. Excuse me. So that is important to answer this question. Dreams that I have had in the past, and occasionally still have, are dreams of me actually being in a post-apocalyptic world, just like a post-apocalyptic city, where there is actually a large pile of human bones on a square, and on top of that large pile of bones there is a throne where I sit on. And when I sit on that throne, I smoke. In my dream.
Game of bones. No.
Yeah, a game of bones, really.
Game of bones.
But, like I said, because I don't smoke, when I actually have those dreams, and this is pretty consistent every time I have this, I wake up with having just the most awful taste in my mouth. And that can last up to days. And what I mean with that is that nothing I eat or drink tastes as it should, and it's just utterly disgusting. Like, yeah. Pizza will just taste like dirt to me. It's just blech. And I really hate those dreams because I don't like dreaming about smoking. Of course, I've got other dreams as well, but most dreams I just don't really remember, or I don't pay much attention to those dreams. But that is like a dream that I've had several times and just keeps getting branded into my mind, really.
Okay.
So yeah, not only do I speak evil, not only do I see evil, not only do I hear evil, I dream evil.
Shit. Help me. Okay. Oh, this is a generic one. And it's also the last pre-written question.
Really? We're there already?
So,
wow. I thought that this would take way longer than that. Really?
Well, so did I. There are some extra questions to answer as well, though.
Okay.
So, if you had any superpowers, what would they be and why?
This is a fun one. Mind control, like Yuri, sounds really fun, although that is more direct. I'm more of a sneaky, sinister bastard. And I know how to really drive a person insane is probably by controlling a person's dreams.
Ooh.
And with that I mean actually infiltrating his dreams and then just changing it to making it into a nightmare beyond that is so horrible that it goes beyond his worst nightmare thus far.
And drives him mad.
And then he will just wake up, bathing in sweat, screaming, and just be too afraid to fall asleep again. And just making sure that that person has that kind of nightmare over and over and over and over again, to a point that indeed he might just be too afraid to ever fall asleep again and go insane.
Awesome.
And I would actually use it for that purpose. There are some people that that have done me wrong in the past, and I just want to get revenge. You know, just be evil to them because they deserve that. And I could mention like some. Whoa. Ooh, nasty. I could name like a certain person and what kind of specific dream I would give them. But I'm not gonna lower myself to that level. I mean, just like you can imagine, you know, if I would hate you and I would find out through your dreams what is your worst nightmare, that I'm just gonna make it immensely, inhumanly bad. I'm seeing here in the chat, by the way, facing through walls, that would be fun. Teleportation and gravity defying are fun, true. I would also like to just create duplicates of myself and mess with people that way. Just be like, that I come to meet someone from one angle and then start talking to that person, and then suddenly from the right, there comes number 2 of me and be like, hey, what? How are... What? And then coming from behind and then from a different angle. Just be everywhere at once. Just messing with people's minds. Just like, how is he doing that? Am I having a nightmare? I mean, why only have one me? If you're gonna have a million of me. Now that would be evil.
And then you can walk up to somebody and say, Mr. Anderson, maybe not.
Mr. Anderson. I know exactly
I was getting a serious
what you mean.
I was getting a serious Matrix vibe from this.
Yeah, that is pretty much what I mean with it.
Kick the crap out of somebody from 20 different angles.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, there was also one more question that you asked me that I didn't talk about yet.
Was that?
Is it time to unleash hell yet?
Is it time to unleash hell yet?
The answer is no. And let me have a look-see. I am 121 followers off of that moment. So 121 followers left to go, and then it is time to unleash hell.
Oh god.
Because then I will host my 666 follower special, and that'll be it.
The true evil.
That will be when I shall reveal the ultimate evil. Okay, and I think that now it is time for those questions that the viewers sent in.
Okay, just before we begin that section, I would like to say if you have any more questions, please type my name and then the question. I will note it down, and then we can read it out. Because currently we have 4 questions to go, and then that will be all the questions. So if you have any questions, please be quick. Thank you. Right. So...
Oh, by the way, before you start, I will just finish watching this match. Although I might actually not, because it is taking quite long. So we'll just see if the match ends before we done the final question. I probably won't do another match, and if we end off the question while still in this match and it really doesn't seem like there's a victor, we'll just stop here.
Okay.
Right.
So we have a question from Greybeard. Is that it? Greybeard?
I think just Greybeard.
Okay, Greybeard. Did you ever play Tiberium Wars, Kane's Wrath, or anything alike to it? And did you like it or not?
Well, I answered that question. I played, or no, actually, no, I didn't. I saw footage of Tiberian Wars, Kane's Wrath, and CNC 4, and I didn't like it. It was Tiberian again. I never really liked Tiberian because I was introduced to Command & Conquer in the wrong order. The way that the developers approached Tiberian Wars, Kane's Wrath, and beyond just wasn't interesting enough for me. So that is the next question.
Okay. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Also from Greybeard. How did... Wait, I need to check the context of this one. Checking back... Okay.
You don't even know how to say this properly, I guess.
I'm thinking about it. How... Basically, they're asking, how did you meet me?
How did I meet you? Well, Thordor did something awesome for me, in which in return, out of gratitude, I gave him my Skype contact. I said like, hey, for one stream you can be my co-commentator. And it was a pretty entertaining stream. And at some point in time, I actually forgot to remove him. Because usually I would do that. Just like, okay, well, you've done something for me. Now let me do something awesome for you for one time only. Because it was supposed to be a one time only deal. I just forgot to remove him. And at one point in time, I was going to do a Mental Mega stream. And I didn't have a co-commentator. So I just was like, hey, Thordor. Oh, so maybe he wants to do it. So... that's why I contacted him again and said like, hey, do you want to co-commentate with me again? And he wanted, and pretty much we just stayed in contact. Also because Thordor is a tester for Attack Superior, and Not Colony Wars, right?
No, not Colony Wars.
But you also play Red Resurrection, and we talk about that, so it's pretty much, you know, we keep in contact because of mods. Ah yes, the animal dialogue.
Oh god.
Kill the monkey! Kill the monkey! Kill the lion! Kill the lion! No, no,
Don't kill
the
the monkey! No, not the lion!
Kill! Yeah, that was
Yes,
that was
yes,
really fun.
yes! Lion died! Yes!
Yes! Yes, that was really awesome. It is indeed one of Uprising JC's videos somewhere. But yeah, that was a really entertaining stream, and I was just like, you know what? Entertaining people get a second chance, and it just kept entertaining. So yeah, that's why he's still a co-commentator.
And here I am on the 500 followers stream special thing. That's quite amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Oh well, that's an obvious one. From Sergeant Kahad. Will you do a stream on the 666th special, 666 followers special?
Yes, I will. It was actually decided before I would do my 500 followers special that I would do a 666 followers special. Because I'm evil. So I have to take that evil number and do something with it. To make it evil! Evil! Yes. So yeah, what kind of mod I'm gonna be streaming isn't, you know, decided just yet. It was only decided yesterday that I would be streaming nothing more than Mental Omega for this stream, for this special. So really, it's anything can happen. I mean, I might be able to stream a completely different mod. I might be streaming multiple mods, but I can guarantee you that I will reveal the ultimate evil. Hey, Radioactive. On my 666 follower special, I will reveal the ultimate evil.
Okay. Another one from Greybeard. Do you like Metallica and Megadeth?
Well, I answered that question already, as I saw it.
Oh yeah, good point. Okay, I noted that one down, because I didn't realize I'd answered it. Right, next one from Tyheadness. Do you have a special person in your life besides Libra?
No.
Okay. What is the next album you think of buying from your favorite band?
Wait, people actually still buy albums?
Supposedly. Otherwise that wouldn't be a question.
I don't buy albums. I just say yo ho ho and a bottle of rum and I get the album.
Which one did you get just then?
The entire discography of Naglfar.
Cool. Okay. How was it to meet Frank Klepacki at Gamescom? That's from Dutchy Killer.
Awesome. I mean, it's not just Frank Klepacki, but also Ted Morris. That's the one I wanted to.
Ted Morris.
Ted Morris and Michael Legg. It was really awesome to talk to those guys, and just, you know, with me, I really wanted to talk to Frank Klepacki, of course, related to my streams, my YouTube videos. Because of course, you know, two of my Mental Omega streams have been muted. Or not the streams per se, but the videos have been muted on YouTube because I was using the Mental Omega soundtrack, and I did it slightly louder than I have it on right now. And it was the only two times that I put the music up slightly higher than I have it right now. So I was just concerned that, especially with Twitch now also having these this new automated system of copyrighted material that YouTube also uses. It's a different system together, but it basically uses the same principle. It just looks for music that is copyrighted, that isn't royalty free. and it will mute 30 minutes of any stream in the past broadcast that it gets recognized. So some of the Rise of the Reds fans may remember that a couple of weeks ago there wasn't a video for Rise of the Reds because my recording got borked and I had to stop the stream by actually turning off my computer. And on that stream I also used a pre-stream song that was actually not royalty free apparently, and thus the first half hour of that stream got muted. And because of that I couldn't do anything with that stream. I couldn't download it to edit it, I couldn't do anything with it, so I just decided not to do anything with it in general. And that is a really sad thing, of course, because I do want to edit my stream so that the people that couldn't be there are able to see it in the end. So I wanted to know what his opinion was on like the whole new YouTube thing with the automated system of recognizing royalty-free music, and because of Mental Omega actually having received written permission from Frank Koplecki himself that Mental Omega can use some of his solo work as like the original soundtrack as you know it for the Soviets and the Allied missions campaigns. And I just wanted to be able to be absolutely safe that if I were to upload these videos and if I were to do these streams, that my VODs, my past broadcast, wouldn't get muted. Because of course that would negate the whole past broadcast things that we have. He has said me that if I would send him a message, an email to his business email, which I later of course did, that he would send me written permission that I can actually use his music, his solo work, that is done for Mental Omega, that I can use that as like part of my streams, part of my videos. Unfortunately I haven't received any answer just yet. He's probably super busy and hasn't really had much time to read his messages. And if I don't get it by the next month, I'll just send another message to him. So yeah, for me that was really the one main reason why I wanted to talk to him. Okay, let me just answer this question here from Mental Devices. How does us getting the permission relate to YouTube muting that music? Actually, because I don't have that written permission myself, and I know that has gotten written permission of Frank Koplecki, and that Uprising JC does that so that they can play their music louder. Apparently, I don't, and that means that other people will probably not have that either. So, the whole automated system is just really finicky. It doesn't work as it should, and on an individual basis, people that I mean, I told them that I used to be a part of the beta testers, and that thus I should have this permission as well. That that the videos shouldn't be muted, but unfortunately, because YouTube or the system doesn't recognize that, it doesn't know that, and it doesn't give a shit, because YouTube just doesn't give a shit, they still mute these videos. And it is really, like I said, it's really finicky, it's really just disgusting on how that works. But apparently, as individual, I need that permission from Frank Koplecki in order to have my videos not muted. Yeah. Unless, of course, you'd be more than willing to send me that written permission in like a document so that I can provide that to whenever I do have that again. And that is also the reason why I have my music actually set to 1, because when I put it back up to 2, it actually does get muted. I did that twice and it got muted twice. So that's why I keep it on 1. But yeah, that was just interesting to see, like, yeah, he understands why YouTube does it, but he's also not really in favor of it entirely, so he'll just be like, my solo work, anyone can use that as long as they give me a message like, hey, I want to use this for some reason, and he'll just give the written permission. But it's just the way that Twitch works, YouTube works, that really is annoying. That really makes it really hard for individuals to properly use this. Next question.
Okay. Will you be playing Red Alert 1?
I don't have that. And what I don't have, I cannot play.
Well, you can just download it. It's like,
I can.
It's free. So.
I can. But I haven't looked into it yet.
Okay. As a sort of extension to that question, will you do StarCraft at any point?
Don't have that either. And I'm pretty sure that there are a lot more entertaining people out there that actually do StarCraft or have done StarCraft. For instance, Earth3 on YouTube has done it. He's also done StarCraft 2. So he's a lot more entertaining than I am. I'm pretty sure that I won't be as entertaining in StarCraft as other people would. So really, probably not.
Okay. This last one. Will you use Thought Orb as a sacrifice in your 666th follower special?
I still have use of him, so I won't.
Right. Well, that concludes the questions.
And with that, the game is over. And with that, concludes this stream. Although I do see one more question by Type19. Do you prefer cook or takeout? Like pre-made meals? Just like pizzas in the oven, pre-made meals, and takeout. I don't like to cook. So, that's your answer right there. Well, anyway, folks, a lot of interesting questions. I had a lot of fun answering them. I hope you had fun listening to my answers. Thordorp, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for those 545 awesome people out there for making this possible. Next up, 666, whatever that is, where I shall unleash and reveal the ultimate evil. For people on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this. Like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. I'm Hecthor Doomhammer, and I will see you all next time.